Colleen Beamish here. Thank you so much for joining me for another scrapbooking process video, this time featuring the Krystal Kit from Felicity Jane. This is just such a gorgeous kit. I love the colors in it so much, the sage greens and the pretty pinks. Today I am documenting this photo, which is actually a photo I took when I was getting ready for a Zoom job interview, and I will be documenting my job search. Since the pandemic started, I have been unemployed, and it's been kind of tough trying to figure out a new opportunity for me. So I will be putting that down on paper today, and this was the perfect kit to do so. So I have just some cardstock that will be the main piece, the main front piece here of my layout, and then I have two pattern papers. I love this sage green floral paper. It was like this. I cut out the middle because I wanted to save it because I love it so much. I'm going to use it again. And then I also have this grid paper that was also in the kit that will go over top. So it looks something like this. And then I also have the die cut pieces over here that I will be using, as well as I have some pieces from the Gabby kit, which was a few months ago. I have some of the chipboard bits and the die cut pieces from that as well. I have the wood veneer from the Krystal Kit. This is from a pattern paper that came in the kit. Here we are. And I just fussy cut out some of the pieces because it's such a pretty floral. And yeah, I'm excited to use that on the page. I also have two journaling cards, which I'll be using behind my photo. These are just such pretty colors. I love the sage green. And then my journaling, which I have quite a bit typed out here. And so yeah, I will fast forward and we'll watch this page come together.
So I went ahead and adhered all of my background papers together, just using some double-sided adhesive. This layout is 8.5 by 11, which is my preferred size for a layout. However, I haven't really tried many since I'm pretty new to scrapbooking. So I'm taking those journaling cards, as I mentioned before, and just adhering them together as I want them, a little askew on my page. I definitely could have trimmed down the pink one if I'd wanted to save it, but I wasn't really worried about it. I'm all about using up what you have, knowing that I'm probably going to be getting another collection kit next month to use. So I'm just lining my photo up and arranging on the page I want it, and then go ahead with a pen so I can put exactly where I want it back down on the page. I think something that's a little frustrating in scrapbooking is kind of imagine exactly how you want everything out perfectly lined up and you like how it looks, and then you have to pick it all back up again to stick it down, and I find that really tricky sometimes. Are you someone who just sticks as you go so that you don't have that issue, or are you like me and you lay everything out and then have to do it all over again? Now I'm going to stick down all of my embellishments and my die cuts here, so I'm just arranging the flowers as I want them so I have the spacing right. And I'll arrange the die cuts around it too. So I have the Big Dreams die cut from the Krystal Kit, Hard Work, and One of a Kind, both from the Krystal Kit, and then my Journey one is from the Gabby kit, and I will end up switching that out a little bit later. So I'll go ahead and adhere down these flowers. Again, just using some double-sided adhesive from scrapbook.com. I will link all of the products I used down in the description below. If you're wondering what that swirly design in my photo is, that's actually the window shade in my bedroom where I have all of my crafting supplies and my desk. So when I was doing this interview, I was sitting in front of the shade, and I thought it made for a really cool photo. I actually picked out that shade back when I was, I think, 13 or 14 when we redesigned my house and I got my own bedroom for the first time, and it was a fun design and color. So it's like blues, different shades of blue with some brown and white, and I thought it was very cool, of course, as a 14-year-old, and I still like it. It's not like whatever. So I went ahead and popped up that front flower just to add a little bit of dimension. It really doesn't change much on the page, but a little bit of dimension never hurts. So I'll arrange that Big Dreams die cut, and I tuck it up pretty far up into the flowers, and I will end up moving it down after I am done recording because it was bothering me It was a bit difficult to read as it was so far up in the flowers that you couldn't see the top of the word. So I will move that down a little bit, and you'll see that in the photos at the end. Now I'm just adhering down a couple more of the little flowers I cut out from that floral pattern paper, and I kind of think I could have cut out more of these little ones and just scattered them all around, but I just have 3 to work with. I didn't want to keep fussy cutting. So I'm adhering down these die cuts now, using that same adhesive, and I kind of actually off camera I arranged these for quite a while. I ended up cutting it out of the video because I took forever trying to decide what I wanted, and I ended up using this pink chipboard bit from the Gabby kit. It says My Story, so it's kind of the same thing as the My Journey one, but adds another pop of pink, which was why I was hesitant to use it, because I wasn't sure if I wanted more color on the page since there's a lot of pink and green going on. But I really like how that looks, and I like how it says hard work, my story, one of a kind. And that's just something to remind yourself every now and then that whatever you're did that for a while too, and eventually settled on where to put it, making a visual triangle. Now I'm adhering down the journaling, and I just have this on some computer paper, which I always mess up because I never like where I place it the first time. I adhere prematurely all the time, so I end up ripping this up. I'll move it up just very slightly to the point where I really didn't have to do this. And when I stick it back down, it's not quite as flat and pleasant looking as I had it. But once I'm done recording, I actually go ahead and reprint that journaling, tear this off again, and then stick down my new printout. And it looks much better than how it does right now. So now I'm adding some more wood veneer, which wasn't in my original plan, but I feel like the wood veneer adds a cute little touch, especially these hearts and all these different sizes. So right now I'm playing with this teeny tiny little heart, and I end up putting it over by the big dreams. So I'll go ahead and adhere those down, just using some Tombow liquid adhesive, which works well, I guess. I've just started using it recently, and so far I'm liking it. It definitely gives you plenty of time to move things around, so I'll just fuss around with that a little bit, and then I'll adhere the other 2 hearts down. And I think that looks really great. I like how it kind of looks like just a big cluster around the photo. So now rather than using a roller date stamp for the entire date, I'm using I think it's called the month and day stamp from Felicity Jane. And I'm going to stamp that down just using some Gina Amalgam black ink and an acrylic block. And then I will also stamp the 2021 with my roller date stamp. I was very excited because this is my first 2021 layout, and I've never used the 2021 on this roller date stamp, so that was kind of exciting. And I just used some washi tape to block off the rest of the stamp that I didn't want stamped down, so I made sure I didn't have any extra ink. So that's my layout for today. I really love how it turned out. It might be one of my favorite layouts up to this point. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see some more crafty content from me, go ahead and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Bye!